meeting in Addis Ababa, and I'm very sure that issues of democracy, in Africa and rule of law, and would be top of the agenda. You always know that, irrespective of what is going on in here in our country, Nigeria plays a huge and very significant role in terms of upholding democracy within the sub-Saharan region, especially within the ECOWAS. Even though the last few years, all of that has been put into question, especially with the military interruptions in countries like Chad, Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, and a couple of even threats here and there. But well, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu certainly would have to continue to play the leadership role in making sure that the democracy Africans enjoy is not just by nomenclature. I mean, it's not just by the name, it's by the results. People should live a better life, people should live a decent life, and people should be safe, and people should be able to choose their leaders, not the court choosing who becomes what. Well, my name is OPEYEMI AKINYODE. In case you just tune in, we get to do this every Mondays to Fridays from 4 to 5:30 p.m. We talk about politics, we talk about governance, leadership. We bring in those policies of government that does not exactly sit down well with the people, the ones you call anti-people policies of the government. One thing I know is that the essence of democracy is about the people. That's why the simplest of the definition says it's a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. So the people should choose who governs them, and whoever is governing the people must govern with a human face. So that's why democracy does not respect draconian laws. They don't rule by decrees. It's about the constitution, which overrides everybody's responsibility or office, including that of the president. Nobody's above the law. Nobody's above the Nigerian constitution. However, event of the last few years seems to, probably by implementation or interpretation of the law, seems to have put a few people or make them feel like, oh, you know what, we'll do this and we're not going to be held accountable by anybody or responsible for anybody. Well, I will continue to build our democracy. We'll continue to hope that our baby steps, one step forward, we don't take 20 steps backward. We make policies, we first consider the welfare of the people. Because the principal essence of democracy is security of lives and properties of the people that voted into office, and even the ones that didn't vote into office. Democracy does not expect you to discriminate based on party. Oh, I'm a Christian and I'm going to focus this and that. Oh, I'm from so and so. Oh, no, democracy does not expect us to democratize. To the last man on the street of Ebonyi, to the last man on the street of Kano, to the last man on the street of Bauchi, to the last man on the street of Rivers, everybody should have a sense of entitlement that makes you wake up every day and aspire for the best of life. Not that part of my life in a boarding house, from children's school to secondary school, it's always been that space. So each time I come, one of the things my mom always tells me is that I'm always like, responsible at the very early age. And I understood it. In fact, I got to a point I was attending PTA meeting for my elder sibling. So it's just that feeling of, I'm in a space where my aspirations are met. I'm in a space where, worried about security. You're not worried about, disharmonized tax system where you pay tax here, you pay tax on to come loan. So, your interest rate is not going into double figures. It's tough. But one thing I've always known Nigerians for, of that, because Nigerians always find a way to adapt. We can't buy a tuber of yam. You go to where they load yam in the morning, by evening is finished. We cannot afford it. Even though it could be difficult, it's on me. Now it is either 010 or 001. You find everybody just want to put food in their stomach and have enough energy and this resilient spirit that we have. Rather, they will utilize it for the betterment of everybody. Nigerians can work. Nigerians can survive. Nigerians can thrive. Nigerians can do the best. Go around the world. Nigerians are setting the pace everywhere, in science, in banking, in finance, in economy, in medicine. Nigerians are setting the pace everywhere around the world. So the confines of this country, people, even though sometimes they always treat us as third class citizens. I've been on a flight some years back, and when we got to the African country we were going to, it was obvious that we were going to check Nigerians differently than the way they would check other people, because they were deliberately avoiding to check our passport to allow us enter, and they were treating other people better. And you can't blame them. You present a Nigerian passport anywhere, and you automatically become maybe not a suspect as such, but there's this special attention they want to pay to you. They want to search you differently. They want to scrutinize your papers differently. They want to treat politicians stealing monies and keeping it in all those countries, and then the government of those countries will have to send those monies back into the country. Although my friend says the looted funds have been relooted. That's he said is aluta continua. Well, today is Friday, and I was supposed to have a guest. We were supposed to talk about the demands of NLC. We talked about it yesterday. Mr. Tᴡɪᴛᴛᴇʀ and I, the chief political editor of Guardian newspaper, was live in the studio yesterday, and we really broke all of those things down. I was supposed to have a member of the NLC at the zonal level, the southwest, not just the state level, but just reached out to me a couple of minutes ago that is still caught up in a meeting, or probably has gotten a lot of people from the academy. On Monday this week, we started off with a conversation around the student loan. How workable is the student loan? And Dr. Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ, the head of student services from Adekunle University, joined us on the show. And then he was so pessimistic about the the level of preparedness for the student loan. He talked about the fact that the conditions experienced, there's just so much into assessing those loans, and I will just find a way to work around it. What are those coping mechanisms that you've developed in the last 9 months? This is the hottest I've felt in this country since maybe I was given birth. I've never felt this way. I've never felt this uncomfortable, even in the middle of the night. A lot of issues. So you're going to talk to me. 0913-600-0410. Have you been coping? I know it's tough. I doubt if there's any family that can survive on a single tuber of yam right now, and that would cost you about 4,000 and 70,000. A liter of petrol, depending on what part of the country you stay. Some part of this country are buying petrol for 703 naira. Well, if you're in Lagos, maybe you stay around Kunle Daniel at JC area. He said he buys zone for 580 naira. Well, there's just a lot. Every single as was during COVID. You're waiting for the next report. Oh, a lot of people have been cleared. They've been, was 1,500 naira before you went to bed yesterday. Before you woke up this morning, is already 1,507 naira. It just keep going on and all. Well, Mr. President had a meeting with the state governors yesterday. There's been lots of meetings. Day before yesterday, there was about 6 hours deliberation between the Senate and the service chiefs. At the end of the day, it looks like the president is finally ready to succumb to the demand of state police. Let's see how all of that would eventually sort out. Let me just take you through a few of the highlights of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's meeting with the state governors yesterday at the State House. Let me just breeze through it. Let me just look for some key points that would interest us on the conversation today on addressing insecurity, which is also affecting farming and food production. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made 3 key pronouncements. 1, more police personnel to be recruited to strengthen the force. 2, President Tinubu informed the governors that the federal government will work with them and the National Assembly towards putting in place a mechanism that would engender state police instead of the vigilantes that are being used in some states. Well, the president charged the governors to strengthen their forest rangers and arm them to keep all the forests safe from criminals. Modalities for state police and addressing security issues to be discussed further at the National Economic Council. Okay. The president also talked about rising cost of food. Well, the presidency said there's no food production. The president advised against the idea of food importation and price control when local food producers should be encouraged to produce more food. Okay. The president also talked about the fact that governors should follow the example of Kano State in dealing with hoarding of food for profiteering by commodity merchants. He directed Inspector General of Police, the National Security Advisor, Department of State Services to monitor warehouses hoarding food items across the country and stop the profiteering by merchants. The president also charged the governors to pay attention to livestock development in their state and increase production at all salary arrests to workers gratuity to retired workers and pensioners are cleared as a way to put money into the hands of the people, since states are now getting more monthly FAC revenues. Spend the money, don't spend the people, the president tasked the Gage. That was statement by the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Mr. Bayo Ononuga. Well, I just read through a summary of the meeting of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu with the governors at the State House yesterday. Well, quite engaging. It's always so easy for us to push the responsibility or the blames on the president. Oh, the president is not making decisions. The president is not doing this. I'm sure a lot of us don't know that the president cannot even instruct state governors. Yes, there's the solution of powers. The president had his own powers as ascribed to him by the Constitution. The same with the president we need to do is to appeal to the governors and say, hey, you're getting more money from FAC. I know of a state that was getting 2.1 billion every month, and the state is getting about 6 billion now. And it's still one of the poor increased. So what are the governors using these monies for? Since the removal of subsidy, every single month, Abuja shares trillions to the state governors. So you should ask your governors, ask your state House of Assembly members. They should ask the governors to be accountable to the public. Don't just fold your hands and think the president is going to do everything. Yes, the buck stops on the table of Mr. President, but you also voted for governors. Ask them questions. Where the money you're collecting, 6 billion, 12 billion, why is it that there's no improvement in welfare? Hopefully the conversation between the NLC and the federal government would yield a positive result, so that the issue of living wage, or you choose to call it minimum wage, can be properly worked on. Well, our comrade JᴏɪR has been in the news all through the week. 200,000, 500,000, 1 million. I hope the negotiation would begin in earnest. Let's see the position of the NLC and the government. 0913 0410. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, yes, I was listening. OPEYEMI,
I'm with you.
I've been saying these times without numbers that the governors are more important to us than the president.
Absolutely.
The governors, to me, the governor, governor Nigeria here, they always dancing as sonto because we don't know how to hold them accountable. We don't know how to hold them responsible governors. They are collecting huge amounts. And why they're so poor in their state? Because we believe that Mr. President is going to be the one to do it. Look, I think we need to take this narrative that governors is what we should hold responsible. Why are they collecting money? What are they using this money for? Sure, Tamina, if we can do this honestly, let's see, although the president is so powerful, but notwithstanding that we neglect the duty of the governors. If we can hold the governors accountable, governors they need to provide security and food. Okay? But we don't hold them accountable. If we can take this, hold the governor accountable, honestly, before you know it, or maybe we'll go back to that state narrative that face the governor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 0913 0410. Like I said, I understand why most of us always ask Mr. President. But you have State House of Assembly members that are saddled with the responsibility of making laws to make your state better. Everybody stays in a state. There's no Nigeria state. There's Kogi state, there's Lagos state, there's Ekiti state, there's Ebonyi state, there's Plateau state. Everybody stays in a state. And so you have a governor that's responsible for whatever happens in your state. So ask questions. Hello, good evening.
I know that most of the governors abuse this thing. Not any governor from the opposition party that the federal government denied in allocation, apart from Bola Ahmed Tinubu since 1999 to this time. Am I communicating?
I'm with you.
And majority of these states are not paying their civil servants. And that is why somebody was a national leader at that time. He said the state is a civil servant economy. How can you collecting people that are retired more than 20 years, 15 years in the state level and the local government? They didn't even have access to their gratuity. This is the issue here. If this money go wrong, the service that are attaching to those people that want to build, they will use this money to give to those people. And those people that have another service like electrician, carpenter that are part of this civil servant, the money will go around and they can move on. The reason why the Lagos is different than other states was paying the good time, so they can be able to sell goods to the civil servant. These are the issue. Well, that is why other states cannot be priority. If the same thing that's happened in Osun State, when the civil servant working more than a year, more than a month, and you give them the half salary because you are a senior director, then that is going to go on with 100,000, you give him 50,000 naira, just to come. Example of the governor of Abia State. When he come, he retired all the permanent secretary and he appointed someone as a director as a civil servant. The independent of the civil servant, they are abusing by this governor. They will pick a genius, they will pick a director as a head of civil servant, and they retire all the permanent secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think a lot of us also need to understand that the kind of power that the Constitution pushes to the table of the governor is something else. So everything within the domain of the governor is in charge. That's what I will tell you. We need to be sincere when we talk about local government elections in this country. I mean, the State Independent Electoral Commission, the CX, will need to do a thorough job when it comes to upholding election at the local government level, at the state level. Because you look at the process of the appointment. Okay, we'll come talk about that. More calls. Hello, good evening. Hello? Okay, you're not ready to talk to us. You're live on Milan 98.3 FM. Is the Situation Room. And I was just looking at your survival instinct. How have you been coping with the economy? Of course, I know that with the weather, you can choose to bathe countless. How do you go to work? How do you buy things in the market? How are you taking care of your family? Talk to us. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
You're welcome.
Good evening.
Hi. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm calling from Command.
Okay. You're welcome. Hi, Command today.
I will give you stable electricity and affordable electricity power supply. Is it government that says that or the president?
Well, whoever did, the politician did.
That is what we are saying. They make these promises. President made these promises. Now they are not telling us that governor has more power. We know that governor has the power. But when the president intervened in Rivers State, was that not an intervention? When they want to do the right thing, they know what to do. They know how to do it, irrespective of what the Constitution says. This politician, don't let us give them any excuse for doing the wrong thing or for doing the right thing. They know what to do if they want to do it. That's my point that I started with on that note. Nobody should tell me that the president cannot do anything, except he doesn't want to do it. Because Nigeria is not practicing constitutional democracy. So they know when to intervene if they want to intervene. I gave you money to do something, and I'm not doing the thing I expect you to do. And people are giving me bad news, and you expect me to keep quiet. No, it's not possible now. After if you give me $1 billion today to do a contract or to do something that is very important, and people now start blaming you, won't you name it that okay, I've done this, and you call me out?
Yes.
That's it now. But even the federal government, even the president is not coming out to tell anybody, hey, all these governors, come out, what are you doing? That is what you are saying. But it's like they are in a carcass that they are. Let me say that something like very, very secretive. That they want to just make the people poor. The more they want the poverty in the land to be very, very open to everybody to see that okay, they want to punish you. Look at what is happening. How do we survive now? I think I like the way you ask it. How are we coping? Yes. I've brought almost like 120 times today. I can't on the generator now. Yes, I can't on the generator because if you dare it. You know what the fuel is saying now? In my area now, I think we have 635 per liter.
635.
So I will not buy 635 liter to be only generator for fun. Not the economy now, you know. So how would we want us to survive? A tuber of yam, 4,000, 35. Just small tuber I will cut into pieces. Me and my children will eat it in just let me say 30 to 40 minutes. And everything is gone.
And that's all.
And that's all. That's only morning food.
Thank you very much. Well, for the people that know me, you know very well that I have very, 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 very strong, connection with yam. However it comes, boiled, fried, but There are times you have to let go of your addiction. When it becomes difficult to follow your addiction, you have to let go of those addictions. I mean, well, talk to me. How have you been coping? Did you develop any new coping mechanism to survive this time? Hello, good evening.
Yes.
You're welcome today.
Thank you, God bless you.
And you too.
You see, Nigeria today. Well, I know my last song, 1979. See, it's got you one to do on the wall. Look at 1979. That my song lyrics now. So this reformation is what I give you things. Reform. Or maybe Nigeria would have been the recession by now. Because I learned yesterday that UK is a recession.
Yeah.
United London and England. Somebody told me see they are in recession now. But two things is happening in Nigeria today. Taking away the subsidy, very, very painful. They add access to the people. Secondly, the floating of naira is another problem. Even though we are saying yesterday, I was telling Mr. President, if it's just a position to rise, it has come in. But when they say you won't allow importation of all these things, no, what can we do? But they must not go back to the land. Seriously, we are hungry and we can feed ourselves. That is your state. They performing to mechanized farming. If they tell me today to put a governor that is ready for his people, that is catering for his people, I will go direct to Maiduguri. That is governor. I saw it on television yesterday where a man carrying 2 bags of rice. They say if you see them the way they land them up, no noise, no argument, no rushing, they were giving them bag of rice. How many governors have done it in the southwest?
Thank you, Prince Wallace. Thank you.
If my time up, encourage the farmer to go to the land and give them fertilizer. Tractor must be in every local government for the farmer to make use of it.
Thank you.
We can feed ourselves and we must feed ourselves.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And that's exactly what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said. They are not opening the border. Nigeria is sufficient enough to take care of its food needs. So what that means is that we need to strengthen our security and fix our security challenges the farmers need. We're not saying we should not export. We need to improve the naira against the dollar. And one of the ways we can do that is to increase our exporting potentials, or the quantity of what we export. But again, you have to take care of your people. Exactly. I can't be selling food and I'll be selling for people and I'll be hungry, or my children will be hungry and I'm selling for other people. No. When trucks are bringing in food from different part of the country or crossing into another state, they don't have to spend days on the road, and then the food items, the fruits, the vegetables that are bringing will just spoil on their way down. I saw a video sometime last year where traders that paid monies for certain perishable goods to be supplied to them, by the time the truck got to the market, everything was damaged. Damn looking was. We need to fix the challenges that we have internally so that Nigerians can eat and be happy. Hello, good evening.
Hello, how are you, my brother?
I'm good. And you?
He's calling from Maja.
Thank you. How are you doing today?
I want to start from where you started.
Okay.
Concerning the executive governors. I want to tell you that power is not served a la carte. I'm telling you.
True.
Anytime any governor is survive the Supreme Court this thing, what times if you don't really put them under pressure, we may not get the best out of them. The FAN, that's publishing all the allocation, the fact that is being distributed to all the states and the local governments on a monthly basis. There was a time when even from the federal, the state, and they encouraged them. Maybe on that basis,
the federal can monitor the money they are, sending to these people, and any state that is not utilizing this accordingly should be sanctioned and its allocations may be reduced. I am telling you the truth. If you don't go through this route, if you just feel you want to do this, they know how to do it. Use their state machinery to subdue the people, to subdue the press. They have all the press in their states, in their pockets, the security in their pockets. So the labor, that is just my own humble suggestion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us on the Schlock to Take the Headline News. And also reach out to our sponsors by paying some bills, and then we'll come back. But we're still here. We're still picking. Good afternoon. Alhaji Subar, how are you doing today?
Well, we're fine. Thank you. Yes, let me first of all talk about the issue of governor.
Please go on.
You see, all the governors, they have the same characteristic. From governor to the Senate, you see them migrating for any. Look at all along they have been there. The composition of the people in the Senate now, you discover that it is the people that have done the government. I mean, they have been a governor of the state. They are more than 60%. Their representation or whatever that concerns them. So you see, that's why I said they are board of the same feather. So we should not expect any miracle from them unless we have a serious, president. That if you see, fine. Look at the issue of the food availability you are talking about. If the governor are sincere with themselves, when farmers are not going to farm, and they are collecting almost 500 million for security votes, before the president now came up that we should have a state police, what did they do? Nothing they are doing with that security vote. So that is on one side. You see, it's only the position we have now. I hope President Tᴜɪᴜ will, please listen to the yearning of Nigerians. You see, things are so difficult, and that is why I'm blaming the labor union. Labor union is supposed to mount pressure on federal government. Our refinery, the moment our refinery is working, is going to cushion the pressure on inflation. It's seriously going to cushion it. And what that one has done, the issue of naira, they should naira inflation. They should discuss about that too. Instead of demanding for 1 million, you understand? It's not possible. So you see, these are the areas, and President Tᴜɪᴜ to understand that. Look, it is not an issue of quality we are talking about. You give somebody food, you give them maybe 50,000 or whatever. How is he going to surpass his life? Today, look at the exchange rate. So, Mr. President, the point is we have a lot of problem in our hands, which we believe the president, should stand up and solve this problem, because we believe that he's going to solve the problem. That is why some of a lot of Nigerians try, and that is what we expect him to do in federal.
Thank you very much, and you to have a nice day. Well, people believe that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu can fix this. That's why million people are not exactly happy with how things have turned out in the last 9 months. You go to the market every day, the people in the market are complaining. People can't buy things. People can't put food on their tables anymore, and it's getting difficult and more difficult every day. I mean, like I said, they said it's two options. Is that you come into a space and they just choose to do the cosmetic cleaning and just packing and just manage things, just put paper over cracks and try to survive, or you come into the space, you're not comfortable with the way it is, you decide to bring it down, remodel it to your taste. That could take a longer period of time. That could come with some form of discomfort, perhaps. Maybe that's what we're facing right now. I'm not playing the devil's advocate. I'm just giving you options. 09136000410. Hello, good evening. Good to have you join us. I can hear you very well. Yes, I can hear you crystal clear.
Can't hear you. Let's go.
Okay. I can hear you, unfortunately, but I would appreciate if you can call back. 09136000410. I mean, nobody is excused, irrespective of whether you voted for Mr. President or not. I'm not sure there's any fuel station in this country where you go in and then you present the party membership card. By the way, The court has ordered the reopening of the conversation that would be on Monday on the show. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, OPEYEMI.
Good to have you join us on the show today.
Thank you, my name is Ambrose. OPEYEMI, the last time I checked, the federal government is collecting 56% of federal allocation, while the state and local government divide 44%. Just the federal government alone, 56%. The last time I checked, import duties is controlled by the federal government.
True.
The last time I checked, exchange rate is controlled by the federal government. The last time I checked, security is controlled by the federal government. So how can you come and tell me to be blaming the governor that is only there to chop, to work from Aja put it this evening? You know, I like the way he put it this evening. You see, you ask how are we coping? Okay, it has not been easy. Cement just jumped to 9,000 plus in my area. Gari is 2,000 plus. Rice, everything, virtually everything is up. And then we are now coming to say that the federal government, that you don't have light in Magborodia. You see, I don't understand the reason why we can just sit down and be defending people who are comfortable. I think it is high time, apart from all the things I've been saying. If I remember House of Rep, the same thing. This is the reason why we are where we are today. There is nothing that you can tell me today that you can exonerate the federal government from. They carry the chunk. What do they use it for? So how can you come and be blaming governor just because you want to defend your president? Because you know the president can do and undo. You are now blaming the governors. Are they the ones that will fix prices of the import duties? Or they are the ones that will say that they should open borders? Or are they the ones that will say that medical facilities should go down? You know how much it is now for health facilities in this country. Who are we like this? We just come, we just talk. We supported, some people supported the Buhari for 8 years. Now again, they have started again.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. It is well.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Pastor Ambrose. One thing you would never find me do, whether here or any space where we're having a conversation, is to, how do I put it now, criticize people for their political decision. That's why we have democracy. And every election year, leave them with their decision. Don't come and say, oh, now vote for him, make on they suffer him. No, this one has nothing. What is going on here has nothing to do with your party affiliation. Everybody is feeling it. I mean, when the next election cycle comes up, we go to the polls and then we change whatever it is that we felt we've not done well, or we consolidate on whatever it is that we feel like, oh, there are little gains, there are baby steps. Let us see how much progress we can make. Leave people with their political decisions. If they choose to go for whatever political party, in 2019, we had about 90-something political parties. About 11 of them fielded presidential candidates. So we all have choices to make. That's why we don't have a one-party system. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good to have you join us. Comrade Iroko. Hello. Okay. Hello, good evening. Okay. I mean, all of the calls are just running into each other. You can also send messages, by the way. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening. Good evening.
Okay, good to have you join us. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm Mickey Wells, calling from Uganda.
Good to have you join us today.
But the truth is that we know what we are talking about, and we cannot be distracted. Our attention cannot be diverted from the right place where we know we should focus on and talk about solutions to the problem. You can't be talking of blaming state governors, leaving the federal government who took the money away from the pocket of the masses and handed it over to the government.
Sorry, give me a few seconds. Did you get how this conversation started? I'm not saying the government. I said it repeatedly that the buck stops on the table of Mr. President. But we should also focus on the state governors that collect billions of naira in allocation every month. That's what I'm saying. The governors are closer to us. The local government are closer
you are
to
right.
us.
You are right. I'm coming to that. Okay? We are very, very right. What we are talking about is that people are beginning to come now, meaning that what we are saying is that is the governors we should face for inflation. This is inflation that is affecting the whole nation, and this is clearly the policy of the federal government. And that is why it's very true. You took petroleum 165 to about 600. That is over 300 to 400% increase. Now, rice then was about 33,000. Now rice is about 70,000. If you look at it, the inflation trend it has not even commensurate with the level of the increase of the petroleum. Now, the diesel that we are talking about is increasing by the day. And these are things that determine how commerce and everything is fair. So, if the president does not understand that it is the increment of petroleum products and the floating of the naira
that is pushing the commodities up
on the ground, then it means that we are in trouble, because you have to understand first your policy, understand the negative part of your policy before you can be able to offer solutions.
Thank you.
So they don't even understand it.
True.
So that is the problem we are having. We are saying they should go and be opening shops where their people are holding. Is that the solution?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I've always said it. Policy making had never been the problem of Nigeria. Most times, implementing those policies or interpreting those policies had always been the problems. I mean, you pick a policy paper, a document, and you go through it, and it looks so good, and then you're wondering why the implementation is not giving the desired result. Sometimes there are people that will sabotage the effort for their own selfish gains. There are some people that will misinterpret the policies and bring a lot of sentiment into it. I mean, the SCF, the Arewa Consultative Forum, talked about the fact that if they move some units of the CBN to Lagos, it is a ploy to underdevelop the north. And I wonder, Abuja is not in the north. Abuja is not a northern state. So how does moving the units of CBN down to Lagos, how does it affect the development of the north? So sometimes you look at some of these policies and then you look at the way we interpret them, the way we understand them, the way we choose to understand them. It's a lot of problems. More calls. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good to have you join us on the show today.
Here.
Mr. Akunle, you're welcome.
Based on what the president gave out at his speech, I was going to ask this question. Can Nigeria really feed herself? Because if you look at the data between 2014-15 to date, you will find out that food inflation has increased from 9% to 35%. And the question we continue to ask ourselves, how well has government worked towards ensuring that food availability is part of us? Because I would always ask Mr. President and his Agri Minister that what are they really doing to forestall this challenge? And I was asking the other day that, what did we do during the dry season? How many hectares did we cultivate? What is the yield per hectare? And you find out that nobody is answering anybody based on all of that. So as far as I'm concerned, they have not really done much. They released 42,000 metric tons of grains. Fine. But what effect will it have in a situation where local production is almost comatose at the present? There are a lot of challenges we have there that have not been corrected. Storage, a challenge. Transport, a challenge. What do you call it? Land Act, another challenge. Implementation, mechanization, all those challenges are still big on us. Are we going to solve this in the next 6 to 1 year? It's not possible. I would have expected the president to allow us to import some food for the next 6 months to a year. I understand that he's trying to protect the nascent industry, but you need to do something to be able to fight this ever-changing price increase. You need to do something. So that is where I have a challenge with that. I'm expecting that we should be able to allow some import. You look at what we have that is a deficit and be able to do that. But now that we're saying that we're not going to import, we're probably just going to be held back looking at these prices go up. And the people,
Mr.
and the thing that
sorry to cut you. Can I ask you a question?
I'm listening, sir.
The borders really closed, and this is why. I'm not sure since the announcement of the closure of the border, I'm not sure there's ever been a time you get into the market and you don't see foreign rice. I'm not sure there's ever a time you get into the market you don't get foreign foods, especially frozen foods. So I'm asking you, are the borders really closed?
Well, something is another big part.
Okay.
And it's a challenge.
Okay.
And that is part of where we, as a country, need to look at that. Because our customs need to answer those kind of questions. How do they get in? So it's a big problem. Big problem. And that's why we said we need to also touch like the governors. What are they also doing to help the people in this challenge of food? They also make budgets. They have agri commissioners. Like, what are they doing? They can't leave this thing only to the federal government because they get their own fair share of it. And that's why I said, talking about security matters and saying state police is for me, it's not important at this time. Understanding that it will take time to pass that. Then two, we need fiscal federalism. Is it the same states that cannot pay 30,000 that will pay policemen? How do they intend to run it? So when you are now talking about fiscal federalism, how do you unbundle those costs that government is carrying and you be able to release them to states and local government so that the center is not too heavy? It's a long drive. So let's leave that and face food. Food is what really matters to most people now. And the way we are going about it, with this 3% every month increase, the least for food inflation is 29%. That's Kebbi State. The highest is Kogi State. I think about 43 or 44%. It is huge.
Thank you, Mr. Nakule. Thank you very much. I had to quickly chip in that since the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari announced the border closure, and that was like I think the second year of his first tenure, and I'm not sure if you've ever got into the market and you don't get foreign rice. How are they coming in? So is it that they are rebagging locally produced rice as foreign rice, or the foreign rice are actually coming in? You get into the market, you get frozen foods imported. How are they coming in? Almost all of the items on the banned list are actually being sold in open market. So the question is this: do we truly have our borders closed? Or just like Mr. Nakule said, the custom need to answer some questions. Well, we'll take a quick break. It's been a good 1 hour of big conversation around your survival instinct or the way forward out of all of these issues that we find ourselves. My friend would always say quagmire. It's a big one. Well, we'll take the headline news by 5 o'clock. We'll also pay some bills. Then we'll come back at about 5 minutes past the hour of 5. I would continue this situation. I'm seeing your calls. I'm also seeing your messages on Facebook. We're streaming live on X. It's Mainland FM. Don't forget to follow us on X, on Instagram and YouTube. It's Mainland 98.3 FM. And on Facebook, it's Mainland 98.3 FM. Stay. We'll be right back.
Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't touch the dial. 98.3 FM. Don't touch the dial. Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't touch the dial. 98.3 FM. Don't touch the dial.
This is 98.3 Mainland FM.
You're listening to the soft sounds of 98.3 Mainland FM. Easy listening wherever whenever.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM.
Headline News on 98.3 Mainland FM.
Good evening. Headline News on 98.3 Mainland FM. My name is Omobola Sandra. Supreme Court dismisses federal government's appeal of Orubebe's acquittal on Code of Conduct breach. NLC to hold 2-day nationwide protest over hardship and insecurity. Federal lawmakers beg Tinubu to call Aiyedatiwa to order. Fuel scarcity looms in Nigeria as transporters balk at rising operational costs. On the foreign scene, Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny dies in prison. And in sports, Super Eagles eligible Elijah Adebayo loses Premier League Player of the Match race to Liverpool. Ex-Barcelona star Luis Suarez announces retirement plan after a 20-year career. That's the headline news on Mainland FM. Details at 5:30.
Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Get ready to ignite your world with the all-new Tecno Spark 20.
That's right! The Spark 20 with its stunning display and powerful features is here to redefine your smartphone experience.
We've also partnered with Google and MTN to bring you even more. With the Spark 20, Google apps and loads of free MTN data, your digital life just got smarter and more connected.
Grab your Tecno Spark 20 today and step into a world where style meets technology.
Tecno, stop at nothing.
Official partner of the Africa Cup of Nations 2023.
The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying YouTube made for you.
What takes a plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with no seasoning cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans?
It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of Knorr cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So, go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Get ready to ignite your world with the all-new Tecno Spark 20.
That's right! The Spark 20 with its stunning display and powerful features is here to redefine your smartphone experience.
We've also partnered with Google and MTN to bring you even more. With the Spark 20, Google apps and loads of free MTN data, your digital life just got smarter and more connected.
Grab your Tecno Spark 20 today and step into a world where style meets technology.
Tecno, stop at nothing.
Official partner of the Africa Cup of Nations 2023.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey, and when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of Knorr seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
The drama, The suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying. YouTube made for you.
Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Get ready to ignite your world with the all-new Tecno Spark 20.
That's right! The Spark 20 with its stunning display and powerful features is here to redefine your smartphone experience.
We've also partnered with Google and MTN to bring you even more. With the Spark 20, Google apps and loads of free MTN data, your digital life just got smarter and more connected.
Grab your Tecno Spark 20 today and step into a world where style meets technology.
Tecno, stop at nothing.
Official partner of the Africa Cup of Nations 2023. As you see me so, I belong to the Chop Better gang. Now, why anytime I want chop like this, I dey put better things inside. For my yam porridge, after I don't put my fish, I go come deck am with onions, tatashe and ugu, come season am with correct no cubes for that delicious taste. Because my people, good life na life where you chop better.
Sama all your food with correct vegetables. Come season am with no cubes for that ogbonge delicious taste. Today, chop better.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Get ready to ignite your world with the all-new Tecno Spark 20.
That's right! The Spark 20 with its stunning display and powerful features is here to redefine your smartphone experience.
We've also partnered with Google and MTN to bring you even more. With the Spark 20, Google apps and loads of free MTN data, your digital life just got smarter and more connected.
Grab your Tecno Spark 20 today and step into a world where style meets technology.
Tecno, stop at nothing.
Official partner of the Africa Cup of Nations 2023.
Follow us on all our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. On Twitter at Mainland FM. We are the sound of Lagos.
Okay, welcome back to the Situation Room live on Mainland 98.3 FM. The phone didn't stop buzzing. We'll pick more calls now. And we'll also have messages to read on our social media platforms, facebook.com/mainland98.3 FM. On Instagram and YouTube, it's Mainland 98.3 FM. And you want to also follow us on X, formerly Twitter, it's Mainland FM. Don't forget to follow us and also subscribe for your notifications on Instagram and YouTube so that you can see your shows and watch us live as we're streaming this one right now. Go on Facebook, drop your comment. But before we went on the break, the first 1 hour of the show from 4 to 5 p.m., we just looked about the issues that has to do with security challenges that we're facing. How have you been coping? The food, the federal government says there's no food shortage. There is just some middlemen, hoarding food items or grains, as we saw the case of the warehouse in Kano. Well, let's see how it goes. Well, Russian prison service have announced the death of Alexei Navalny, a very strong critic of the Russian President Vladimir Putin. He died in the Russian prison today at the age of 47. The entire world is responding. The president of Ukraine, Zelensky, had actually released a statement. The chancellor of Germany and also released the statement. It's going to be a long weekend. Let's see how the world leaders would respond to this. Remember, Navalny was serving a prison, sentence, and I was, a judgment I was given some years back, and he's been having issues with his health. It was reported today that after a walk, he slumped, and they were trying to resuscitate him. They couldn't do that. The international community is stalking tough. Let's see how Vladimir Putin and Russia would respond to that. Let's come back to our own challenges. 0913-600-0410. Let me pick a couple of calls, then I'll read your comments on Facebook. Hello, good evening.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Okay, good evening.
Peters, you're welcome.
Okay, my name is Dr. Peters.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, you ask how have we been coping. Okay, if you come to my office today, I will serve you only sachet water. For real.
Hey, hold on, Peters. No way.
Yes. Before now, I used to serve bottled water or some juice. But as at this moment, if you come, I will serve you sachet water. Okay, I have dropped my XUV. I am now using a car with 4 plugs. Okay? And if you come to my house, I think we can only cheat. I will drop water for you on the table. When you are done, I can see you off. That is the situation we find ourselves. And I hope you understand.
I do.
Okay? You know, in my office now, I have laid off some of my staff who are coming from far place, and I'm employing those who are very remotely because we can't continue paying a lot of money to people. And not that those people are not competent. They are very competent and they are very experienced. But because of the harsh economy, we have to do what we have to do. Okay, and start recruiting those who are very remote, okay, so that we can survive. And upon our adjustment and the way we are trying to handle things, the economy is still eating deep into what we are doing. Okay, are you aware that a ton of 16 mm iron right now is 1 million naira? Okay, are you aware that sharp sand now is costing 450,000 naira
per ton?
Yes. No, for 30 tons.
Okay, that's for
okay,
each
are you aware?
One trip.
Okay, are you aware right now the fillers for that they use for POP is 4,500 per kg right now. White cement that used to be nothing, as at this moment is selling for 7,000 for a bag. A bag of cement now is costing, supply to site in some areas right now is 9,500.
True.
Okay? You know the area we are going. The area we are going right now is that time is coming where if somebody wants to build a house, we look for people who will get a mud sand. That mud soil, that mud houses, that is where we are going as a nation. And somebody said I should blame the governors. Is it the governor that are making monetary policy? Which influence did the governor create that will supply me electricity? Which influence did the governor have on what they are declaring of goods in the port? Is it the governors right now that is causing the naira and the dollar? Which policy, which leg did the governors get to reach to that place? You know, we always like to change the goalpost in the middle of the game and begin to romance a lot of propaganda, lies, deceit, and our country is crumbling before us. Right now, people are trekking, something they used to do ages. You know, when our forefathers used to trek from maybe from east to Lagos or from Ibadan to somewhere. That is the age where we are right now. Why people are going to space, moving on a fast train, and people are still want to continue to support what is going on. Okay, it's no longer funny. I can never blame my governor because my home state is Enugu and my governor is doing very, very well. Whenever I'm in Enugu, I'm always enjoying myself because they are doing to the best of they can and giving us the dividends of democracy. What is in their hands to do, they deliver it. But the one in the center, the federal, they are not doing it, and that is what have brought us to where we are. Okay, it's not an easy thing right now. Nobody is finding it easy. Okay, if you don't know it, if Nigerians don't know where we are going, it's better they open their eyes. We are going to the era of mud houses because people cannot afford to buy building materials anymore. Check before now, those women who sell bori, they will tell you that they have one house in Ikorodu or somewhere. Can they still do it now? All those meat sellers, all those butchers who sell meat, can they still do it at this moment? And somebody will come and say I should blame the governors. Okay, please, what do I even know, sef? No be businessman I be. I beg, make I dey go.
Thank you. Thank you very much. 0913-600-0410. Loads of messages on Facebook. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good to have you join us.
This is Paul from Egbeda. It's been a long time I heard from Don Peters.
Yeah,
I greet you, my friend. Don Peters,
we just
good evening,
finished talking.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm with you.
Okay, we are in trouble, and it is better we say it as it is. Okay, somebody made a prophecy, say Somalia will be better than Nigeria. And may we not allow that happen.
Amen.
Okay, Naira is gone. The symbol of our economic power is gone, which is our currency.
It's a comeback.
Okay? We are in trouble. When Don Peters was making his analysis, it's like he's in the same industry with me. A bag of cement where we are now is 10,000 naira in Lagos here, delivering to the site. A ton of 16 mm iron, 12 mm, is $1 million naira. And not TMO, ordinary local one. The one imported from Ukraine is about 1.4. Okay, a bag of rice is hitting 80,000 naira. Sharp sand, usually from 120, is 400 and something thousand now. At 30 tons, China tipper. Okay. Tiana motor that I bought at 1.5 million is now 9 million. Tiana. Corolla I bought for my wife for 890,000 is now 7 million. Okay, there is no hope. And these politicians are not thinking that they should redeem this country. Because if anything happens, they will not escape it too. Okay, do you know that when you are going on the street now, you are careful to answer call because somebody somewhere is standing watching you and will just give you a slap and collect
your phone is gone. It's gone.
And it's gone and you can't do anything.
What do you want to do?
There is no light. I searched for fuel today, I couldn't. So where are we heading to? The politicians are busy sharing billions upon billions upon billions. Policies that are not helping the common masses. Okay, during February 14, I saw the trending news on the social media where people were being flogged on Lagos Island for collecting one loaf of bread of 100 naira. They were asked to queue, and someone was flogging these people. A loaf of bread of 100 naira in Lagos Island. Okay, Nigerians, we need to wake up. This is not prayer. We don't need prayer. We need a massive voice out. Nigerians should cry out those political leaders that have conscience, they should cry out. Our military leaders should cry out. Our country is seeking, and nobody is ready to remedy it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. That was Stop Provoking. And that's exactly what you get on the show every Mondays to Friday. Let me read some of your messages on our social media platform. We'll start from Facebook. Don't forget, well, breaking news, the Nigerian Labour Congress had declared a nationwide protest over hardship. Okay, 27th and 28th of February 2024. Olayinka on Facebook says, okay, thank you. Africa, thank you. This is Chooks in here, and he says, what's Prince YS even saying? That if Tinubu has continued for where the economy was before, he forced himself on us that it would have been a recession. Okay, Prince YS, are we not in a worse recession now? It wasn't this bad before. You got to stop being, okay. Chuksine, thank you. I got a message, but I will not take that part of the message. Dayo Dada, I also got some message. KC Holy says the APC is lying to themselves and not to Nigerians. Dollar rises causes foodstuff increase. I come to Marina Ato Shodi. Most of the shops are closed because of cost of food and clearing. Okay. 0913-600-0410. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Mr. It's me, Comrade Yᴏᴜᴜ.
Thank you very much for calling back. You called earlier.
And I must call back because it's irritating. Now, most things that we are hearing is irritating. Even the one we are seeing is irritating. Talking of we Nigerians that are supposed to be supporting ourselves, we will come on here and be trying to destabilize others or convincing people by even so-called love to anyone that we think is maybe your parents. Do you realize that yesterday I eat agbado with agbado? How can that be possible? Because when I was hungry, I did not see anything. Somebody give me agbado 3, and somebody give me corn, and we eat 2 together. Is that not the? In fact, I don't know what to say.
That's balanced diet.
It is not balanced because I don't call my intestine. Honestly, see now, okay, it is from earth that the fish always spoil.
True.
If somebody can be telling us, and now that we should hold our governors responsible, no problem about that. All of them are governors as well. But this is what I want all masses to do because I don't have much to say. We will go to every government parastatals. We are not fighting anybody. This is what we are supposed to do. Anybody that you see that is a government official, people should be following them to their house. If it is one derica of rice they cook, we should be eating it together. So maybe from there they will stop coming to the office. They think we are joking. They think we are laughing.
Comrade Yoko, apologies out. I mean, that's invitation to anarchy. What if you get to the house of those politicians and you don't find food? What would you do? Please don't do that. I respect people's privacy. I know that the times are tough, but don't let us go all desperate. Please, I've seen this same thing play out in other countries of the world where presidential palaces are being overthrown by the citizens and then they make a mess of everything. As crazy as everything is, we cannot afford to invite anarchy into the system. One more call, we say our goodbyes. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Doctor.
Good to have you today. Your name and where you joining us from?
Mr. Edwin from Akunwanjo.
Mr. Edwin from Akunwanjo. Good to have you today.
Yes. The problem with this country is enormous. And the free forward, if you get to the port, nothing is happening. No. A ship will come, a ship that normally carries about 2,000 or 3,000 will come with 30 vehicles. The port is underutilized, and they are telling custom they are giving custom targets. How will they meet that target? That is what the only way out is what we go to do in Kenya. We should go back to pre-subsidies. There is no shame, nothing about it. We should go back because even right now we are paying subsidy on fuel. and even the harmonization of foreign exchange is not working. We should go back to pre-subsidy. That day the man was sworn in was the day he caused all this problem. Let me tell you, this problem will not go. It will not go. It will haunt them for the next 4 years. I tell you, it will haunt this government for the next 4 years. There is no way out. There will be no way out. Only this blame game. Please tell the president to go back. Ruto did it in Kenya. They went back to he reverted back to what they were paying on subsidy before. The government should go back and will be buying fuel at 189. That is the only way. Otherwise, 3,000 to $1. At the port, they use 1,005 something. I will not organize the clearing exchange rate at the port. The exchange rate we use the credit can change 5 times a day. Is that how to run economy? Before Tinubu was sworn in, during Buhari's time, the exchange rate we were using for clearing was about 5 something. So because the president has himself to blame for all these things.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, that will be the last call I'll pick on the show. The calls are still coming in. I understand people want to talk, but I really appreciate everyone's opinion on the show today. Fantastic, brilliant way forward. I like the fact that on the show today, people didn't rant much. People just kept giving the government alternatives. And my father would always say something while I was growing up. He says that only fools would do the same thing the same way and expect a different result. If a model is not working, you change it. I mean, we have a constitution. We're not ruling on decrees. This is not the military. We have policies and we think it's not working. We cannot continue to, make everything look so complex and so difficult and so complicated. Today, the coordinating minister of the economy is bringing in this. Tomorrow, the CBN governor is bringing in this policy. Today is meeting with service chiefs. Tomorrow is meeting with governors. I understand that we're looking for solutions, but we can't make it look like government is casting stones. It's not rocket science. The people that are administering quality governance in other countries, they don't have two heads. I'm not even sure they have as much resources as we have. Natural resources, human resources, they don't. They don't have the numbers. They don't have the population. This is the largest black population in the world. Almost 230 million people. And we cannot look for constant solutions to our daily problems. It's not this difficult. Life should not be this hard. Nigerians are suffering. People can barely put food on their table. People can barely afford to pay for their utilities. People can barely afford to feed. People can barely afford to pay for tuition fees. And the governors and the presidents and the leaders and the political elite are living with so much affluence. Let's think twice. Let's understand the fact that the idea behind public service and leadership is to take care of the welfare of the people that voted into office and even those that did not. Let's do the right thing. Let's be intentional about fixing this country. Otherwise, let me leave it at that. By 7 o'clock, it's going to be a huge conversation on Voices from the Top. Join Kunle Daniels as he will be hosting the very famous Hamad Abubakar, popularly known as Sheikh Gumi. He's going to be on the show by 7 o'clock today, Voices from the Top, and we're going to be looking at insecurity in Nigeria, the implication on food supply. Yes, amazing time. Don't miss that. 7 o'clock is Voices from the Top. But before then, by 5:30, the full bulletin would come through, and by 6 o'clock, it's going to be Friday edition of Sport Cruise on Milan 98.3 FM. Thank you so much to everyone that reached out. It's been an amazing week. On Monday, I will look at the Super Day, and I will have someone that had constantly spoke about the fact that it was not a letter bomb that killed Delegiwa. Don't go nowhere. My name is OPEYEMI AKINYODE. Thank you for the week. Let's have a beautiful weekend. I will be back on Monday, and don't forget 7 o'clock. Join Kunle Daniels on Voice from the Top. Sheikh Gumi will be with us in the studio, and we'll look at the issue of insecurity as it affects food security. Don't miss that. Bye.